still living when the loving is gone. Kill, kill was a government song. Sing along, it's just my brothers in arms. Gotta stick together, now more than ever, it's on.
Good morning, YouTube. GMan 5338 rolling up on you with some hate today. Yes. Although the GMan is a huge supporter of peace and believes that all life is precious, I believe that sometimes those lives are full of shit and it needs to be addressed, yo. And I happened upon a human piece of garbage last night on YouTube. Now, for those of you who don't know, I have PTSD. And one of the things about PTSD is that I don't really sleep, okay? Most nights I sit up in my underwear eating corn chips with Ruckus watching YouTube, which is precisely what I did last night. When I happened upon this human manure spreader by the name of Jason Blaha. He's actually pretty popular on YouTube. He's got a couple channels going. He talks about firearms, he talks about fitness, and he also likes to bullshit about having been in the military. Well, not so much the military. He more or less claims intelligence, that he worked intelligence. Now, he hasn't done any of this shit, and he readily admits to it finally after years of people calling him stolen valor and a piece of shit, because he is. In fact, I hold this guy in such high regard, I would put him on the same level as a goof chomo. And if you don't know what a goof or a chomo is, it's a child molester. That's where I hold Jason Blowhole. Blaha? Blowhole. Blob? I don't know, you be the judge. He's an idiot anyways, okay? But that's where I hold him. He's right up there with chomos and crooked cops, yo. No respect, no time for this guy. Normally, I'm pretty forgiving when it comes to stolen valor because I believe that you should be able to dress how you want. If you want to wear a piece of an old army uniform, by all means go for it. But don't be wearing medals that you didn't earn, don't wear rank on it that you didn't earn, shit like that. That is just wrong. But if you want to wear a uniform, by all means go for it. So I generally don't have a problem with people doing that. Where I do have a problem, like I said, is wearing ranks and medals that you didn't earn, okay, or making up bullshit stories about things you didn't do that never happened so that you can get financial gain. This is bullshit, okay? Overseas in Afghanistan, okay, I worked with intelligence operators, both CIA and CSIS. In fact, I remember one day we were under attack, okay, and the initial blast from the attack was so big, it blew me off a treadmill. I was inside. We had this bunker at the Canadian Embassy compound, and in the basement, okay, there was a gym. And I was on the treadmill, and the explosion was so much that it shook me off the treadmill, okay? Now, we were undermanned, undergunned. I ended up stealing a rocket launcher from some other Canadian soldiers because we needed anti-armor assets, and that was the closest thing I could find. But anyways, backing us up that day was an intelligence operator. So, Mr. Blaha, fuck you, okay? You stole valor from these people. All right? You claim that you were at the farm in Virginia, bro. Do you know what the farm is? That's where the CIA trains. So if you, although you didn't say you worked for the CIA, but if you say that, oh, I trained at Paris Island, but you never say you were a Marine, I think people are going to presume that you were a fucking Marine, bro. Slip an asshole over your head and fuck some sense into yourself. Because you were never in the service, you pretend that you were in intelligence, you pretend that you had PTSD, also you could make a buck. And do you know what that means for people like me, people with legit PTSD who legit served? Is that now I have to justify myself to people because you're out there bullshitting. Fuck. One day, I hope you get what you deserve. Some incurable form of gonorrhea. Because you have all the social graces and morals of a pubic louse. Now, if you want to see what he actually said about his service, check it out. Here it is. Listen to what he says.
Because I know that you can't provide security that has the same level of training that I have. And for those who don't understand, I trained at the farm at Langley. Anyone who knows what that is knows what that means. You can't provide security capable of providing the security I can provide for myself. Non-negotiable.
Now, did you hear that? He says that he trained at the farm and he's got all this kind of qualifications and shit, right? Then he puts out this video where he actually addresses these things about stolen valor, okay? And here's a little snippet of what he said.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I thought I would do a bonus current events video for you guys. And really, shouldn't even be current events, but it still is. So I figured, what the hell, I'll go ahead and talk about it. People have been asking me, demanding, begging for years. Yes, and it has been years now, by the way. Yeah, it actually has been years. This wasn't just from last year, guys. You guys might want to do some checking on that. Will you address these stolen valor claims? Will you address the mercenary claims? Yeah, okay, I'll go ahead and address all that the best way that I can. It's about time that I do it so that we understand, everyone understands what really happened, because the myth and the legends versus what I actually did, said, and why I did it is so far from what actually happened that it's kind of created a legend of its own, which has gotten pretty ridiculous. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. And I think some of the reason I need to address this is that because certain people early on in all of this stuff, other YouTubers, had said a bunch of false things about what I actually said that weren't what I said. And what I mean by weren't what I said, meaning what I would be able to prove in court if, for example, the Stolen Valor Act was reenacted at the federal level and all the proposed amendments to it be added so that they could expand the definition. I've actually got all the records in the original recordings. I have all the original uploaded footage that would be able to show that I technically didn't do anything that would fall under any of those categories. In other words, there's actually no record in any of the videos, which I've actually kept on private on YouTube. I had never actually said I served in any branch of the military. There's rumors all over the internet as to which branch I supposedly claimed to have been in. I didn't. I actually specifically said I have never served in the military, and there's no record existing of me having served in any military anywhere on earth. Right? Very clearly said that, but that kind of gets missed in the whole legend, doesn't it? The way people spin this stuff around. Same thing, people want to argue about which government agencies I was an agent of. I didn't name a government agency. In fact, I specifically said I was never an agent or a member of any government organization of any government, U.S. or otherwise, at any point in my life. And there's no record showing that I have been. So you guys kind of see how this myth can get spun into crazy directions. In fact, everything that I said was so ambiguous that it forced people to fill in the blanks. And people have created this enormous legend that they just joke and troll about based upon my original trolling. And I'll get to how you guys should be able to determine it was trolling.
Now, if you watch the whole video, which I don't want you to do because I don't want this guy to get any bonus points from YouTube or anything like that, all right? But he basically goes on to say that he's trolling. No, bro, you ain't trolling. You full of shit, Holmes. You fronting, bro. You ain't trolling. You totally made up shit so that you could get financial gain from it. Further, you go on and you pretend to know all this shit about firearms, and you've never done the deed, boy. You ain't done shit. You ain't shit. Fucking loser. Anyway, so that's my piece kind of on Jason Blowhole, or Blaha. Asshole. Jason Asshole. That's what I call him now. Anyways. Just because I posted this today doesn't mean that I ain't doing a live chat tonight. Tune in. I'm going to talk about my trip to France for the 60th anniversary of D-Day. Got some pretty crazy stories from over there because I didn't make a cent. All the money I made in my time over there, I pretty much spent it on booze, women, and the rest foolishly. So tune in because you probably want to hear about it. It was some pretty fun times. I met a lot of very famous people, including the Queen. So check it out. Listen, I don't want this video to turn you off, but people who actually steal valor, legitimately straight up do it, really burn my crotch, yo. They definitely frost my weenie some fierce, okay? And I had to address it. Especially since 2 weeks ago, I had to justify myself to some clown on YouTube who was calling me out because he thought that I was stolen valor. So, hope this is it, that it's done. I had to get it off my chest. But listen, I look forward to talking to you all tonight. I hope you're well. I hope you're safe. Stay up, stay strong, and look out for each other, people, because we're all we got. Peace.
We still living when the loving is gone. Kill, kill was a government song. Sing along, it's just my brothers in arms. Gotta stick together, now more than ever, it's on.